What if you could interact with your computer the same way you communicate with other people? Until recently, the means of signaling our intention to machines included a few input devices, which required a learning curve. First was the keyboard, next came the mouse, and most recently touchscreens. Imagine being able to make the same gestures you would during a conversation and a machine reacting as intended. Now, that would be mind-blowing. Don't forget to watch this till the end because I've got a surprise for you. And it's not any ordinary surprise. Computer vision aims to bridge the gap between man and machine. The goal is to give devices human-like sensing and intelligence. Once equipped with perception, these will act as our trusted guides in the world of virtual reality and augmented reality. Subscribe now so you can impress your friends and family with the knowledge you gain from this channel. Don't think, just do it. The world described by futurists may not be so far away. We will be able to read each other like open books, or see the world as an interactive map right in front of our eyes. In fact, the next step is merged reality, a new way of interacting with virtual worlds through regular gestures. This approach will minimize the side effects of VR, including headaches. When was the last time you put on a VR headset? Once a VR device can detect all the body movements of a user, through high-speed rendering, it can create the illusion of entire world. This immersive experience is a place for learning, conducting experiments in a safe environment, or even generating emotions. Well, that's fantastic. To create the illusion of reality, it is necessary to look inward and outward at the same time. Computer vision uses external cameras or sensors to map the environment, as well as eye-tracking solutions and gyroscopes to position the user. Fast computing places the user in an immersive environment, which reacts almost instantly to the user's inputs. Any lag or delay in rendering is perceived as a flaw in the system and makes the user less inclined to see the virtual environment as real. Let's get in a few details about mapping the user, the environment, and other technical requirements. Camera mapping. Putting one or more cameras on the head-mounted display gives it the ability to observe the environment and guide the user away from obstacles such as walls, items, or other users. A significant advantage of this approach of VR rendering is the cost-effectiveness, since most smartphone-type cameras are very affordable. The relevant algorithms for this job are SLAM, simultaneous localization and mapping, and SFM, structure from motion. The live feed from the camera is analyzed by the algorithm, which detects the way specific points, like corners, move. This is similar to what we, as people, do when we assess distances and try to avoid objects. Through data fusion techniques, the computer generates a 3D model of the environment, which can be used to create an accurate VR viewpoint. That's the fun part. Nothing is ever complete without its downsides. The downside of this approach is the high volume of computation necessary, which can cause glitches. Temporary disruptions like these are mostly related with rapid movements and could result in image freezing or late warnings. This is potentially dangerous since it could lead to collisions and injuries. 3D sensor mapping. Fast changes and standing still are two states which are not compatible with mapping through regular cameras. For these situations, when previously discussed technology can't provide an accurate rendering and endangers the feeling of immersion, 3D mapping is an alternative. The easiest solution is stereoscopic vision, which mimics human eyes by combining the images from two 2D sensors through triangulation. Another option, which is getting more traction as time of flight. This technique resembles a bat's echolocation system. The device emits an optical signal, and the algorithm computes the distance to surrounding objects by averaging the reflection. The system can map both stationary items, like walls, as well as moving features, like the user's hands, in real time. The downsides of these systems are the requirements related to illumination challenges and camera performance. Since these methods rely on high-resolution cameras that need to be small, the costs can rise significantly. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are interested in technology. I know you are. Eye tracking. To create believable VR scenes, it is necessary to follow the eye movements of the user closely. A camera located inside the VR headset can track the gaze and render the scenes in the direction the user is focusing their attention. By taking advantage of the eye's anatomy, the algorithms can optimize rendering and only create details where the person is looking. This saves computational power and system memory without affecting the performance. Taking into consideration individual particularities such as the focal distance of the eyes can lead to improvements in the perceived reality. Not fitting the device to the wearer creates uncalibrated views and dizziness. I wouldn't want that. Putting it all together in future developments. Computer vision is not a new toy, but rather an old one which has become more affordable through technical developments. Although the first generation of VR devices is already obsolete, the entire industry is still in its infancy. We can expect further refinements of the technology and the creation of more immersive experiences. Most people still experience VR as an exceptional event, for example, as part of a roadshow or technology fair. The existing headsets are not compatible with our active lifestyles, and the costs are still excessive for most users. Once the technology becomes more affordable, it will exit the niche of gaming and novelty and break into the mainstream, most likely through educational or retail usage. When these limitations are over, the proliferation of augmented reality, virtual reality, and merged reality will blossom. Before we end, I would like you to know that I'm giving out Amazon gift cards worth £30 to 3 of my first 100 subscribers. And you can enter this by subscribing to this channel and commenting, "I subscribed," or leaving a thoughtful comment. Thanks for the view, and I will see you in the next video.